Dear viewers, welcome to our channel GVS Bank Academy. Now I am going to discuss about JAIIB Paper 4 Retail Banking and Wealth Management. Recalled questions, memory based recalled questions from exam dated 21st May 23. These questions are very useful for the coming examination preparation. Question number 1. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana target for 2024 for Gramina scheme, that is providing 29.5 million rural homes. Gramina, PMAY Gramin, 29.5 million rural homes for this scheme up to 2024 March. 29.5 million rural houses. Leverage ratio ఫార్ములా అన్నాడు. బ్యాంక్ అసెట్స్ బై బ్యాంక్ క్యాపిటల్. బ్యాంక్ అసెట్స్ బై బ్యాంక్ క్యాపిటల్. ఎగ్జాంపుల్, బ్యాంక్ అసెట్స్ 100, బ్యాంక్ లయబిలిటీస్ 95, బ్యాంక్ క్యాపిటల్ ఈజ్ 5. సో బ్యాంక్ అసెట్స్ 100 by 5, leverage ratio is 20:1. It means 1 rupee capital, bank is creating 20 rupees assets. Leverage ratio 20:1 ante with 1 rupee capital it is creating 20 times 20 rupees assets. That is called leverage ratio. Question number 3, return on assets. What is our total assets? Net income or net profit after tax divided by average total assets. Average total assets of the bank or average total entertaining assets of the bank into 100. Net income means net profit after tax divided by average total assets or average total earning assets into 100. Return on assets. Question number 4, AI, artificial intelligence. AI, coined, proposed, introduced, defined by initially John McCarthy. Artificial intelligence coined by John McCarthy. 5. First stage evolution in banking technology, introduction of credit cards. First stage evolution in banking technology, credit cards. 6. Reserve Bank of India constituted a committee on upgradation of banking technology in payment system, WS Saraf Committee. RBI constituted a committee on technology upgradation in the payment system in 1994, WS Saraf Committee. It is the RTGS, NEFT, based on this committee recommendation only they had started. Question number 7, strategic business units. These are profit centers. Ante strategic business ante we can say branches, bank branches which are earning profits. Profit center which focus on product offering. Product offering means deposits, advances and marketing also. Product offering and market segment. It is a business unit. As a large corporation it can be a business in itself. So means it is nothing but a branch. All bank branches are profit centers focusing on deposits as well as advances. Strategic business unit. 7. 8th question, housing loan LTV ratio. LTV, loan to value ratio. How much you have to maintain? Housing loan up to 30 lakhs. LTV ratio you have to maintain 90%. Housing loan up to 30 lakhs, LTV ratio 90%. Above 30 lakhs up to 75 lakhs, loan to value ratio 80%. Housing loan more than 75 lakhs, LTV ratio 75%. What is the question number 9? LTV ratio formula. Loan amount or outstanding loan amount by value of collateral security into 100. For example, loan amount is 8 lakhs. Value of collateral security housing loan, house 10 lakhs. What is the loan to value ratio? 8 lakhs divided by 10 lakhs into 100. So that is 80%. Loan to value ratio in that house is 80%. Means loan to value 80%. This is the LTV ratio. Then question number 10, DD. Bank must not issue DD be draft 50,000 or more on cash. Only account transfer only. 50,000 and above DDs we can issue through by debiting the account only. Not on cash deposits. Normal question, general question. 11. Horizontal organization model. Horizontally organization model where individual process platform support one product only. This model will support only one product. The subdata in the model are not shared with other. This data information not shared with other products, other product product. అంటే ఏంటి సింగిల్ అనమాట. ఇండివిజువల్ product సింగిల్ ఓన్లీ సపోర్ట్స్. దిస్ data is not shared to other products, other product product. Horizontal. Vertically organized model where functionality is provided across all products. In this model, customer information is centralized. Centralized customer information built common origination and serving process across all retail bank. It means from this centralized information we can cross-sell, we can utilize, we can use for servicing process across all the retail products of the banks. This is vertically organized model. It is a costless. But whereas the same horizontal vertical model sharing is not possible. That is it. Question number 13. TDS with PAN number is there 10%. Without PAN number 20%. TDS tax deducted at source. Question number 14. Lok Adalat. Introduced provisions as per Legal Services Authorities Act 1987. As per Legal Services Authority Act 1987 provision, Lok Adalat was established. Normally we can refer the loss and doubtful assets up to 20 lakhs. If the Lok Adalat is conducted in DRT, we can refer 20 lakhs, more than 20 lakhs, no limit. DRT local more than 20 lakhs, there is no any limit also. Question number 15, profit margin. Operating profit by total sales into 100. Profit margin. What is the sales into operating profit by sales into 100? Profit ratio. 16, credit card utilization ratio. 16, aggregate outstanding balance in all credit cards as a percentage of aggregate of all credit cards issue limit. Outstanding limits by aggregate of all credit card sanction limit or given limits into 100. Credit card utilization out of the given limit, what percentage they are utilizing, that is called credit loss. Question number 17 regarding RBI new directives for securitization of standard assets. Securitization అంటే ఏంటి? సేల్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఆఫ్ స్టాండర్డ్ అసెట్స్. September 24, 2021. Securitization of transfer, security and sale transfer, where maturity period is less than 24 months. The securitization of where original maturity is less than 24 months of the loan, banks must retain minimum retention requirement in bank books 5% of book value. Securitization of standard assets, maturity is less than 24 months loan maturity period, minimum retention in bank books is 5% of book value of the loans. Maturity is more than 24 months period, minimum retention in bank books 10% of book value of the total loan. Where minimum maturity less than 24% 5%, more than 24% 24 months 10% of book value. Where these loans are mortgage backed securities, irrespective of maturity, banks are required to retain 5%. The three questions, this question was asked. This question 17. 18. Section D, health insurance premium for age up to 60 years, 25,000 we can deduct. Senior citizens above 60 years, 50,000 we can deduct, part of deductions, 80D deduction. 20. SURFACI Act Section 2002, Section 13.2, demand notice 30 days. It must be signed by chief manager or scale 4 and above. 13.2, demand notice. Then after completion of 13.2 demand notice 60, bank is going to give position notice, 13.4 position notice. This is also 30 days we can give, but this notice bank must publish 2 newspapers within 7 days of the notice. Within 7 days of the position notice, that in 13.4, bank must publish in 2 newspapers. One is English, one is in local. 20. Fixed obligation to income ratio node. Fixed obligation to income ratio. And fixed loan commitments, loan installments to total income. Salary class people, in order to ensure that a minimum net home take pay is maintained. Fixed obligation means fixed loan repayments. For salary class people, that a minimum net take pay is maintained after all deduction including loan repayment. This ensures that people do not resort to excess. This is going to help not to borrow in excess of their repayment capacity. This is about fixed obligation. Senior citizens TDS. Interest TDS deduction takes place if the interest earned for 5 exceeds 50,000. Interest payment during the year exceeds 50,000, then only TDS is going to be deducted from senior citizens. 21. 22. White label ATM operated by NBFCs. White label ATM operated by NBFCs. Minimum net worth required for NBFCs for starting white label 100 crores. Minimum net worth required for YTMs, NBFC 100 crores. They cannot accept deposits at ATM places. That is also. 23. Non-availability of cash in a particular ATM penalty. Non-availability of cash in a cash out at any ATM of more than 10 hours in a month. Cash out at any ATM more than 10 hours will attract flat penalty of 10,000 rupees per month. Per month per ATM 10,000. Non-available cash. 24. Bad bank NARCL, National Asset Reconstruction Company Limited, incorporated in 2021. Authorized capital is this, paid up capital is this. Out of this authorized paid up capital, public sector banks will subscribe 51%, private sector banks remaining 49%. Out of total capital, public sector 51, private sector 49. What is the object of bad banks? It intends to acquire loans, bad loans from the banks, and at the time it will pay 15% cash at the time of acquirement and 85% in security receipts guaranteed by Government of India. Whatever the bad bank issuing security receipts guaranteed by Government of India, risk weight is 0 on security receipts. 24. 25. Very, very important for all exams. Was launched in 2014 for MSME to extend credit at competitive rate of interest. Trade receivable discounting. Mitigate credit risk to the MSME customers. Discount trade receivables on MSME stock exchanges. And TRDS will be without recourse. It means once they are discounting, their liability is 0. What are the TRDS exchanges as of today? RXIL, Invoice Mart, M1 exchange. 3 stock exchanges are discounting the MSME bills. RXIL, Invoice Mart, M1. For establishment TRDS stock exchanges, minimum paid up capital requirement is 25 crores. 5 years good standing of these NBFCs, etc. 26. TDS certificate can be of 2 types. After TDS deduction, bank has to give company has to give TDS certificate. For salary pay persons, Form 16. The TDS on non-salary, Form 16A. 16 for salary people, 16A for non-salary people, tax deduction. Employer can give to this. Then 27, integrated ombudsman. Now in November 2021, RBI was launched the integrated ombudsman by integrating banking plus NBFC plus digital transactions to make the alternative dispute resolution mechanism similar and more respond to the customer entities. What is the major change in this? Appellate authority means executive director in charge of RBI and centralized processing cell established at Chandigarh. That is also they are accepting the complaints at centralized processing cell established at Chandigarh. 27. 28. Blockchain technology banking. Blockchain is distributed, decentralized, digital ledger. It is a digital ledger. Blockchain technology vision to solve multiple issues related to solve digital transactions such as data security will get full, fraud prevention also you will get. Block 7 is the future of interbank transaction also and cross-border remittances also, crypto banking, paperless banking also, record storing, KYC, loan syndication, increased transparency. For all the purposes, blockchain technology is going to be coming in a big way in the Indian banking industry. 28. 29. Moratorium in borrowing accounts. Personal loans, no moratorium. Education loans, normally, generally, course period plus 1 year. Or course period after getting job 6 months. This is the home loan. Maximum moratorium period 18 months in case of construction. 3 months in case of purchase of loan, purchase of existing houses. This is the moratorium period. 30th, IDRBT, Institute for Development and Research on Banking Technologies. Institute, abbreviation is for Banking Development for Research and Banking. What are the initiatives, development initiatives taken by this Indian Financial Network, INFINAT? Structured Financial Messaging System, SFMS, National Financial Switch for ATMs, Indian Banking Community Cloud. These are all the initiatives by IDRBT, Institute for Development and Research and Banking. Question number 31, short-term capital gains. What is the short-term capital gains percentage on short-term capital gain amount? 15%. 15%. What are the short-term assets? An asset held for 36 months or less is treated as short-term. Assets holding the assets up to 36 months or less than that, capital is the short-term capital gain. This is the fixed assets, land, building. In this case, asset held for less than 36 or up to 36 less capital assets, short-term. Certain assets in which the applicable period is 12 months or less. What are the assets? Listed equity, stock exchange, liquid equity or preference shares. Less than 12 months holding, short-term capital gain. Securities like debentures, bonds, government securities listed on required stock exchange, holding 12 months, less than 12 months, short-term. Units of UTI, equity oriented fund, whether listed or not, also mutual fund units listed or not, also up to 12 months or less, short-term period. And zero coupon bonds, whether quoted or not, also up to 12 months period, short-term. How we can calculate short-term capital gain figure? Sale full value consideration means sale value of the short-term capital assets minus expenditure incurred at the time of purchase, transfer, minus cost of acquisition. What is the purchase price? Cost of acquisition, purchase price, minus any cost improvement on that asset you have to deduct. Full value and sale consideration minus expenditure incurred on such a transfer of assets, purchase of assets, less cost of acquisition and purchase cost, less cost of improvement, means any developments are taken. So you will get the short-term capital gain. into 15% you have to pay as income tax, short-term capital gain tax. This question was also asked in legal paper also recently. Dear viewers, these are the questions which are very, very useful for the coming 29th October examination. Thank you very much for